Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel Manoj Networker. So today I'll talk about an important topic about proxy. So I'll talk about what is a proxy, what is Zscaler proxy, and how organizations will use Zscaler proxy to secure their end users or to secure their infrastructure. Okay, so before moving to the topic, so let's see what is a proxy, the definition of proxy. So the definition of proxy means, so somebody is responding on behalf of you, or someone is cloning your identity is called as a proxy. So to explain you in the layman language, like let's say I have a friend A, I have friend A, and he didn't came to school today. He didn't came to school today, and he didn't attended to the school today. But if the teacher is asking for attendance of A, I will tell. So my name is B, but I will tell the attendance of A pertaining to attendance of A, and I am cloning his identity. And the teacher will mark A attendance as present. A attendance as present. So even though he is not there, so I am pretending as A, and I am making sure that the transactions are being happening. So in the same way, proxy in the networking industry means it will hide the original identity. It will hide your original LAN identity. So before you go for internet, so we have some device called Zscalers. So they will proxify your ID. So Zscaler, one of the predominant company. So from there you can use this kind of services. Okay, so now let's see how organizations use Zscaler proxy to secure their infrastructure. To do that, let me take one computer. So this is my computer one, for example, and this is connected to the switch and to the router and so on, and finally one firewall will be there. Maybe Zscaler will lives on cloud only. So maybe this is my Zscaler cloud. So you should have proper license to use the Zscaler licensing and all. So you need to pay some amount so that they will provide some correct licenses, and that can be used in your organization. So first thing what you need to do, so let me talk a little bit about Zscaler. So since I have explained about proxy, so let me talk a little bit about Zscaler cloud. So as I said, Zscaler is a cloud company, and let's see the architecture of Zia cloud architecture. So Zia is nothing but Zscaler Internet Access. So Zscaler operates the world's largest security as a service SaaS cloud platform to provide the industry only 100% cloud delivered web and mobile security solutions. So they have the scalable global multi-cloud infrastructure features, and they have three main components, namely central authority. So Zia has one central authority, like this person will act as a brain and nervous system of Zscaler cloud. So you can also consider this as a master. So that CA consists of one active server and two passive servers in the standby mode. So you can even see the diagram. So here is where the main central authority will be there, and from there, since you bought the subscription, like let's say you are working for ABC company, if you bought the subscription, so you will get the admin portal access, and here I am the network admin sitting and accessing my particular account in the Zscaler cloud. And then the second thing is Zia public service edges, very important. So Zscaler, they have deployed couple of public servers across all the world. So if you are from India, so you can use Zia public service edge one, that is in India. So if you are from Germany, so you can use Zia from Germany, Zia public service that particular edge from Germany. If you are from Sweden, you can use that nearby device. So basically the idea is based on your geographical locations, end user locations or based on your office locations, so you can use any of their services. You can use and connect to any of their public edges. So basically GIA public service edge are fully featured inline internet security gateway that inspects all internet bidirectional. This is very important. Okay, so it will manipulate both bidirectional for malware and enforce security and compliance policies. And GIA public service edges are connected to the central authority, and they all will monitor the traffic in real time, so if you see my customer sitting somewhere in India, so that least possible connectivity, what is the nearest for him, that particular edge point will be connected. And in our companies, what we will do, so before handing over the computer to the end user, so we will install Zscaler client. So here in the real time, in this computer, so we will download and install Zscaler client connector. So I'll show in upcoming sessions how the client connector will be looking like. And here also I'll mention one pack file in the computer 1. So the same story will repeat for computer 2, the same story will repeat for computer 3, the same story will repeat for multiple computers. So in all the computers, I'll install Zscaler client connector with some pack file, and let's see what will happen. So as I said, once they are connected, so they will identify the nearest service edge provider from the Zscaler. They will connect to that, and parallelly that particular edges can generate the routers log routers, and that can be stored again universally. So based on where is your storage account, based it in USA, India or somewhere, so that logs can be sent to SIEM team also. So that logs can be monitored in real time by your company security administrator, So all these things are possible with the help of Zscaler public edges. And nano logo clusters are nothing but these things. So where your particular files or particular logs are being storing, so that place is called as an nano log clusters. So whatever is needed that can be exported to SIM, and your network admin or your security admin from your ABC company, so they can view the logs real time. For this customer also they can see, and for this customer also they can see. You can take two customers, this customer may be sitting from India, this customer may be sitting from Germany. So anywhere the working of this Zscaler will be same. Okay, and then proxy file, as I said, pack files. So pack files are very important. So pack stands for proxy auto configuration. So proxy auto configuration is a text file that instructs a browser to forward the traffic to proxy server. To see now, once the pack file is installed on the browser level, so it will direct all the traffic to proxy server instead of directly to the destination server. So it has some sort of JavaScript, so that will ensure all the traffic is being sent to the proxy server. So all major browsers support pack files. So browsers simply require the address of the pack file so that they can fetch the file from the specific address and execute the JavaScript in your file. So basically four steps will happen. So let me explain one by one. So this is my remote user. So as a security admin, I can enforce the pack file on this computer, or let's say if there is no pack file but only Zscaler client is installed, Zscaler client connector is installed on this computer. So what it will do, let's say if this wanted to go to google.com, if this wanted to go to this particular computer wanted to go to google.com, so with https / google.com, or any in the any web browser, in that case facebook.com, and from any web browser. Again, it could be Safari, it could be Chrome, it could be IE, any browser. Okay, so now what will happen? So first it will try to identify, first will it try to when the user opens a browser, the browser sends a request for the pack file, because Zscaler client connector is installed, so it will send one request to the Zscaler cloud asking for the pack file. Then the Zscaler cloud identifies from which location or from which geographical geographical location that user is coming. So accordingly it will be sent to that particular service edge nodes. If you see the second point, so the Zscaler service finds the GA public server edges closest to the user. As I said, Zscaler company, they have already installed in high availability setup across all the regions, across all the geographical locations. And once they have identified that public service edges, this particular cloud will return to the remote user computer telling, so it will get that pack file with primary and secondary the GA public IP addresses, and that will be shared to this computer. Now, let's say if this particular computer wanted to go to google.com, anything in the internet, now if you see, all the traffic will be proxied, through your that particular service edge points only. So here there is no firewall involved. So I have done one video for firewall. So what is a firewall? What is the uses of firewall? Please go through that if you have any doubts on firewall. But now I want to just talk about Zscaler proxy, how Zscaler proxy will work. Okay, but in the firewall, in real time, we need to allow some rules. By default, this is completely sitting in internet. Zscaler cloud is completely sitting in internet. So to establish connectivity from my organization, first I need to tell to my firewall, because firewall is the gateway to go to internet and to talk to anybody. Okay, so here I need to create couple of rules, Zscaler rules telling if the destination is so and so IP, so they have so many public IPs they have from Zscaler, so they will be sharing all those details. So that particular firewalls, let's say if my source is LAN, destination going to this public IP addresses with HTTPS, allow the rule. Okay, so once I allow the rule from firewall, so that Zscaler cloud is reachable. And since now in the computer one, the Zscaler client connector is already installed. So what this computer will do, it will form one virtual tunnel. It will form one virtual tunnel to this Zscaler. It will form like a tunnel. Now if you see, even though I have the firewall, let's say whatever the traffic I am browsing for google.com, whatever the traffic I am browsing for facebook.com, any website in that manner, so now this particular computer, since it has a pack file configured telling for its public edge Zscaler nodes, so all the traffic, irrespective of all the traffic, all the browser traffic will go and reach to Zscaler clouds. And here the Zscaler admin again need to create some sort of rules. As I said, Zscaler is a real-time monitoring tool. And it has the capability to stop the malwares, to stop any kind of trojans, that kind of things it can do in real time. So here also the Zscaler admin creates some sort of rules allowing what kind of traffic can be allowed, what kind of traffic can be denied. So accordingly, so once that rules will be verified, and then here you can access complete internet. So this is the process how the Zscaler is working, so that all my end computers are now secure. Now if you see, even this computer 2, computer 3, they form the virtual tunnels. So they form the virtual tunnels towards the Zscaler cloud, and from Zscaler cloud, so every traffic is monitored here. As I said, you have your security team, so they have some SIEM tools also, so they can see what kind of traffic is being generating, what kind of traffic is being going through Zscaler also, and finally they can reach to the internet. So here in the internet you have all the .com websites like facebook.com, google.com, youtube.com, all kind of websites will be there. So this is how my internal identity is being secured by zscaler. So I'll share this document in the description. So if anyone interest, please go through that. So I hope the channel is, I hope the this is informative. Thanks for watching.